So this week we're talking about why should we talk about sin when we're sharing the gospel with other people. First, I want to clarify that I'm not talking here about any sins in particular. I'm asking why should we talk about this with other people when we're talking about Jesus. First, what is sin and where does it come from? Sin comes from our deep desires and longings going astray. I also need to say the sin is just the surface. Whatever sin you might be struggling with, because everybody struggles with something, our battle's not against sin. While yes, we should abstain from it and it's a bad thing, that's not ultimately what we need to be fighting. We need to be looking a little bit deeper. Under the surface, we are making gods because our hearts long for something. And when we don't put God as that something, they go for something else. And we come up with so many different things as Christians and as just people in general. There's really not an end to the list of things that we make gods of. Why do we make gods of things, though? We make gods of things because we realize that we are in need of something and that there's some sort of hole inside of us. There's some place in here where we cannot live without this being filled. But when we don't know what to fill it with, we will just try everything. All things fail us. And when we put our validation in things, they will fail us. We put our validation in so many different types of things. Things like sports, art, you can put all your validation in those. You can put it in being good at singing. You can put it in being a charismatic person. You can put it in like having the amount of friends you have. But ultimately, all those things will fail us because we live in an imperfect world. All things fail except for God. God's the only one who doesn't fail. We try to get validation from all of those things. Validation means the act of confirming, proving, or officially recognizing that something is true, correct, acceptable, or worthy. Validation is when you go to your mom after you and your sibling have been in a fight, and you say, "Mom, I'm right and he's wrong, right?" And she says, "Yes." Validation is the affirming. It's somebody saying, "Yes, you're right," and they're giving you all of, you are a good person, you are right, you are correct. One of the biggest things that people seek validation from is from other people, and people are broken. One of the biggest ones is they seek validation from people in a romantic sense. That is the biggest one that people most commonly will try and seek validation from. And I'm going to tell you guys, that is not going to work. People will fail you. Usually when we're seeking validation, we're seeking a few simple words from people or from things, that you are good enough and that you are loved and that you are complete. But ultimately here on earth, when we hear those words, they can't be 100% true because nobody can tell you perfectly that you're loved because they feel the same way and everybody's broken. And they can't tell you that you're complete because really, we're not complete. We're not complete without God. And when we take our search to people, and we take our search to things of this world, desires of our hearts, we ultimately are failed. After we are failed by other people, we then go and try to medicate on all of the sins and other things in this world. We try to heal our wounds by this world, with this world, and that doesn't work. Sometimes I hear people say that, oh, there's never too much of a good thing. And I'm here to say that there is too much of any good thing when that good thing is put over God in your life. And everybody knows it. They just ignore it and they try to continue down that path. They try to medicate. And medication works for a little bit, just like any medication. But in the long run, they are actually hurting you more than they are helping you. Now, here's where this all works into evangelism and talking with other people about your faith. When you're talking to someone else, you can start off knowing that they have tried to validate themselves with this world. Everybody's tried. I've tried. Everybody's tried. So going into that, you know that they have experienced this broken world and they've tried to receive validation from things in this world. Everybody has. And ultimately, it fails everybody. So you can talk to them and say, I know that there's hurts that you've gone through. I know that there are hard things in this life. And I know that you ultimately feel in your heart that there is something in you that is not filled. There's a validation there that has not been given. So come and I will show you the thing, the being, the person, the personal God that can validate you, because only something perfect, only someone perfect can tell you and can make you perfect. Only that God, only that perfect being can tell you that you are truly loved and can tell you that you are truly perfect and that you were made perfect through Him and not by anything in this world. Here's the difference between our religion, our faith, and other religions. Other religions try to tell you that man is basically good. Our religion is here to tell you that you are not good. You are bad. I am bad. We are inherently sinful. We are broken. Everybody's broken. Nobody's perfect. Nobody makes it through life without wounds. Other religions will tell you, oh, if you do more good than bad, then you're a good person. I'm here to tell you, if you do one thing bad, you are a bad person. Because to be good enough to be with God is to be 100% perfect, never having any blemish. And I'm here to tell you that I'm not. I have so many blemishes that I would not have hope if it weren't for God. And I'm sure that you realize that you have that hole in you as well, and that scarring and marring. I don't know your life story. You don't know my life story, but we all need Jesus. And that is where this comes in. You need to tell people with all the love, because we know that people are worthy of this love, that we need to share this because we realize ourselves that we are broken, and we don't want anybody else to realize that, man, this world, it can't validate me. We're here to tell other people that we love them so much, and that God loves them so much, that He is willing to validate them if they are willing to give up this world and accept His love. So I still encourage all of you who are watching these videos from us, that going out there and sharing your story and the gospel and telling people about Jesus is simply the loving thing to do. Tell them with truth, tell them with grace, but really go and love people by telling them about Jesus. And now, this week, I want you guys to talk about, with yourselves or with the people that you're around or with anybody in your life, how has God validated you? And you could even talk about, how has this world invalidated you, if you want to go there. But how has God validated you? How has God shown up in your life to say, you are my son, you are my daughter, I love you? How has God told you those things? Where have you seen God, and how has He shown Himself to you? Well, until next week, live bold, speak truth, and show love.